Good afternoon, class. I am Brazilian Jade Altea Agcalut, and I will be the first reporter from Group 9. Today, I am discussing typical development. So, what is typical development? Typical development refers to the standard sequence of physical, cognitive, and social milestones that individuals achieve as they grow and mature. It encompasses the expected and common patterns of progress in areas such as motor skills, language acquisition, problem solving, emotional regulation, and social interaction. So let's take a look at the characteristics of typical development. First is the physical development. In motor skills, refers to the development and coordination of both gross motor skills, larger movements like crawling, walking, running, and fine motor skills, smaller, more precise movements like grasping objects, writing. In sensory development, it involves the gradual refinement of the sensory organs and their functions, including vision, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. Second is cognitive development. In language acquisition, the process by which individuals learn and use language. This includes understanding, producing, and using words to communicate. In problem solving, the ability to approach and solve problems, think critically, and make decisions. Cognitive development also involves memory, attention, and the third is social development. Peer interactions. It involves the development of social skills necessary for interacting with peers and forming relationships. This includes cooperation, sharing, and engaging in social activities. While emotional regulation, the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions. It also involves recognizing and responding appropriately to the emotions of others, forming the basis for healthy social interaction. 3 general milestones in social, physical, and social domains across different age groups. So number 1 is infancy, which is 0 to 12 months. In physical, lift head and chest while lying on stomach for the 2 to 4 months. Rolls over for 4 to 6 months. Sits without support is 6 to 8 months. Crawls or scoots for 8 to 10 months and stands with support for 10 to 12. For the cognitive, the infancy responds to faces and voices for 0 to 3 months, reaches for and grasps objects 3 to 6 months, explores objects with mouth and hands for 6 to 9 months, and babbles and imitates sounds from 9 to 12 months. For social, the infancy smiles and engages in eye contact, shows interest in other babies for 3 to 6 months, begins to imitate facial expression 6 to 9 months, and develops stranger anxiety from 9 to 12 months. The second one is the early childhood from 1 to 5 years old. Their physical, they walks and runs independently from 12 to 18 months, climbs stairs 2 years old, hops on 1 foot 3 years old, throws and catches a ball 4 years old, and rides a tricycle from 5 years old. For the cognitive, they expand vocabulary and forms simple sentences from 1 to 2 years old. They recognizes colors and shapes. 2 to 3 years, they counts and understands basic concepts of time, which is 3 to 4 years, and begins with basic writing skills 4 to 5 years old. And for the social, they engages in parallel play. They develop friendships and share toys. They understand and follow simple rules, and they take turns and cooperates in group activities. For the middle childhood, which is 6 to 12 years old, their physical is they develop coordination and balance. They grow in height and weight. They experiences puberty-related changes. The middle childhood, in their cognitive, they acquires advanced language and reading skills. They develops problem solving and critical thinking abilities, and they begins abstract thinking and understanding of complex concepts. And for the social, they forms deeper friendships and social groups. They demonstrate empathy and understanding of others' perspective, and they develop a sense of identity and independence. Understanding typical development aids in recognizing deviations, enabling timely interventions to support individuals in reaching their full potential.
Morning everyone, my name is Charlotte Rivera and I am the second reporter from Group 9. So I am tasked to discuss the unit atypical development. So can I please everyone presentation of atypical development?
Deviates from the expected or standard patterns of development. It involves variations in the sequence, timing, or rate of milestones compared to what is considered typical. Atypical development can manifest in various ways, such as developmental delays.
So atypical development guys is the opposite of typical development. Wherein yung typical development ay yung normal growth ng isang bata o ng isang tao. Dito naman sa atypical development, dito nagkakaroon ng developmental delays or disorders and disabilities. So we have clear characteristics of with elaborate functioning, such as self-care and organizational skills, may be present as an individual's independence and daily attachment. Number 10, need for individualized development. Individuals with atypical development benefit from tailored interventions and support systems that address their specific challenges, fostering a more inclusive and accommodating environment. So, sa mga nakakaranas ng atypical development, kailangan nila ng extra support from their parents or from their guardians. Kasi karamihan sa mga may disorders ay parang hindi sila marunong na mag-care sa sarili. And we have the common factors contributing to atypical development. Number 1 is genetic influences. So, alam naman natin guys na ang mga may disorders or may developmental delays ay minsan nakukuha ito sa genetic. Parang, like for example, yung mother, yung sa isang pamilya, kahit sa isang side lang, kung meron silang mga ganitong mga history, possible na makukuha ito ng mga anak nila or ng mga aso nila. So, number 2 is environmental factors. Dito naman sa environmental factors ay maaari sa mga kakalakihan nilang lugar na kung saan parang yung mga, for example, okay pa siya, normal pa siyang pinanganak, pero at the age of 2, gano'n siguro, kasi diba sobrang likod na ng mga bata pag gano'n, ma-accident pa sila, yung mapapagod yung ulo. Dito parang possible na parang magkakaroon ng complication sa kanyang utak, which is nagkakaroon na siya ng atypical development. Number 3 is prenatal conditions. Karamihan kasi ng mga parang karamihan na pinagmumulan ng ganitong mga disorders ay sa pagbubuntis ng isang nanay. Wherein, meron pa kung sinasabi nila na parang lang siya sa mga tiniti or pwede rin kapag habang nagbubuntis siya, wala siyang care sa sarili niya. Pwede niyang makuha doon. Number 2 is neurobiological factors. Next is number 5, social and environmental stressors. So, yung social and environmental stressors, pwede yung trauma na nakukuha ng bata. For example, nag-aaway yung mga magulang tapos nagdoon yung bata na nakikinig. Parang yung utak ng bata parang nadadamay na siya or hindi na niya kaya mag-isip ng tama. Parang yung nakikita niya sa mga magulang niya na nag-aaway, parang normal na lang yun at pwede niya gawin hanggang sa mailakitan niya yung ginagawa. So next is the developmental disorders and challenges. Number 1 is autism spectrum disorder. This read means like number 1, autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder characterizes the challenges in social interaction, communication, and okay, so na-discuss naman na guys doon sa mga past lessons natin yung autism na kung saan yung, alam niyo yung movie na Friend of the Class, na yung lalaki na nag-apply na become teacher and meron siyang autism. Next is the attention deficit syndrome. The Down syndrome caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21 leading to intellectual and developmental delays. So dito sa Down syndrome, dito yung mga may disorders na mga bata hindi mataas yung level ng kanilang cognitive. Number 4 is specific learning disabilities. Specific learning disabilities challenges in acquiring and using specific academic skills like reading or math than due to intellectual disabilities. So dito naman sa specific learning disabilities, hindi naman sa hindi siya matalino, kundi meron lang talaga yung mga bagay na hindi niya kayang gawin. Okay. So, next is the impact of atypical development in social, emotional, and cognitive. Emotional challenges, please read everyone.
Self-esteem and identity. Individuals with atypical development may face challenges in developing a positive self-image and identity due to societal perceptions and stigmas.
Next.
Social challenges. Peer relationships. Forming and maintaining friendships can be challenging, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Cognitive challenges. Learning differences. Cognitive challenges may manifest as learning disabilities, making traditional and educational settings less accommodating.
So, dito sa atypical development, where it says social, emotional, and cognitive, yung mga nakakaranas ng ganitong development ay hindi madali para sa kanila. So, dapat magkaroon ng intervention and support sa mga nakakaranas ng ganito. So, yung early interventions is maximizing developmental potential. It aims to address challenges during crucial periods of development, optimizing the potential for positive outcomes. Number 2 is preventing secondary issues. Timely intervention can help prevent or mitigate secondary issues that may arise from unaddressed developmental challenges. Number 3 is enhancing social and emotional well-being. Early support contributes to the development of social and emotional skills, fostering healthier relationships and positive self-concept. Number 4, improve educational outcomes. Intervening early in educational settings can lead to better academic performance and more positive school experiences. So, in atypical development, dapat let them feel na belong sila kahit ganun yung status nila kahit kasi hindi natin alam na
Individualized education plans. Develop personalized education plans that outline specific goals, accommodations, and support services tailored to the individual's unique needs.
So, ito yung mga various strategies and support systems na kailangan ng mga bata para mag-build nila yung confidence nila sa sarili nila, para mas maniwala sila sa mga kakayahan nila, and para mas ma-feel nila na belong sila sa society. Good afternoon, classmates. Let's proceed to the domains of development. First, what is domain and development? When used in relation to human development, the word domain refers to specific aspect of growth and change. So we have four main domains of a child development. First, we have physical domain, cognitive domain, language domain, and for the last, social emotional domain. First, ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin pag sinabing physical domain? Covers physical growth and changes, like increases in height, weight, and muscular strength. It also includes milestones such as walking, crawling, or grasping finger food. Additionally, the physical domain consists of the development of motor skills, including gross and fine motor skills. So, a child's physical development depends on their physical health and activities. Children must receive the proper food and care to grow in height and gain weight and strength to achieve their milestone. But nutrition is one of the things needed to help a child progress. Children also need to be active and engaged with their environment. So, we have gross motor skills. Ano nga ba ito? Involve moving large muscles such as the arms, legs, and back. Involve full body movements and allow us to do physical activities such as walking, running, balancing, and lifting. That is gross motor skills. Let's proceed to fine motor skills. Skills involve small body muscles such as hand, wrist, and fingers. For example, outdoor play, tummy time, eating finger food, fastening their shoes, playing at the park, pushing toys. Yan yung mga examples. Let's proceed to the next domain, the cognitive domain. Involves how children think, explore, and figure things out, as well as the problem-solving skills and acquisition of knowledge. The cognitive domain, also referred to as the intellectual domain, refers to the intellectual growth of a child, their brain development, and their capacity to learn and understand the whole world around them. When children develop cognitively, they are able to, this is the example, process thoughts, pay attention, develop memories, understand their surroundings, express activity, create and develop plans. Importante din ito sa mga bata, lalo na yung develop ng mga memories nila para magkaroon sila ng pay attention. And then, for stages of cognitive development, merong sensory motor stage, ito yung birth age, 2 years old. In this stage, infants learn by interacting with their environment and depend on their senses to learn about the world. So as their physical mobility increases, so does cognitive development. By the end of this stage, they learn object permanence, the idea that things continue to exist even when they cannot be seen. So examples, tracking and grasping, so shaping a rattle, moving an object that is in the way of an object they want, recognizing object and people. So next, pre-operational stage. Ito naman yung nasa age 2 years old to 7 years old. During this stage, children learn to think, how to think about things more symbolically. Symbolic thought is the phenomenon where children imagine fate events, objects, places, and people as if they were real. During this stage, language skills also become more substantial, and they can communicate more clearly. Their memory and imagination also develop, allowing them to engage in activity. Ang mga bata po ngayon sa mga age na 2 to 7, marunong na din po silang mag-imagine like, kunyari nasa park sila, naglalaro, yun yung mga pre-operational stage na nangyayari. So example na, in thinking and pretend play. Thinking symbolically or mentally representing objects that aren't present. Understanding conversation. The concept that the quality stays the same even if you change the size, shape, or container it's in. So, playing alongside other children. Mahalaga po yun sa mga kids ngayon. Yung makipaglaro sila sa mga kapwa nila bata para kumain mo, mas makuan pa yung kanilang communication sa ibang tao. Let's proceed to complete operational stage. Ito naman yung ages 7 to 11. So, pataas po ng pataas. Children begin to think more logic. From the word logical, logically, and abstractly during this stage, and show complete reasoning. They understand that they have thoughts and feelings, and that may not feel like they do. However, they still struggle to think about abstract ideas or hypothetical situations. The concrete operational stage is also beginning of the child's ability to see the world from another person's perspective. Next, formal operational stage. Ito yung 12 and up. 12 years old and up. So 12, 13, 14, etc. The final stage of cognitive development is where a child develops increased logical thinking and ability to understand abstract ideas. Children in this stage systematically think about things and consider all possibilities. Examples, developing solution to problem using logic, considering possible outcomes, thinking about hypothetical and forming various solutions to solve them. Let's proceed to social-emotional domain. Focus on how children begin to interact and form relationships with others and how they experience, express, and manage their own emotion as well as the emotion of others. So children start to gain an understanding of who they are, what they're feeling, and how they interact with other people. Sa social-emotional domain po, dito po maano yung may experience o may express nila yung mga emotion nila sa ibang tao or sa ibang kids na nakakasalamuha nila. Yun yung tinatawag natin social-emotional domain. Ito po yung example para sa social-emotional domain. Taking turns, sharing, apologizing, developing friendship, having empathy toward others. Dito po sa stage na to, na parang na-develop po ng mga bata na kapag nagkamali sila, mag-apologize sila. And then dito din po yung stage na nakakapag-develop sila ng mga friendship or nakikipag-ibigan sila. So, language domain, the language of communication domain, includes a child's ability to both understand what is being communicated to them and to express themselves verbally. It starts in infancy with sounds and gesture and develop into words and complete sentences as children get older. Sa mga bata po ngayon, syempre nagsisimula na talaga sa pagsasabi sa mga sound, nag-create sila ng sound na like mama, ganon. And then yung gesture, minsan mama, bye, ganon. Tapos yun, hanggang sa ma-develop nila na makapagsalita na sila ng tuwid na, yung word na mama, papa. One of the most important things you can do with a child in their early years is read, sing, and talk to them. These activities will have a huge impact on a child's early language and literacy skills. Example, teaching new vocabulary words, singing songs, and saying simple rhymes. So, for the conclusion, it is important for educators and families to understand child development in the domains of physical, cognitive, social, emotional, and language. Although each child develops at their own pace, you can still provide development, appropriate activities, and monitor the progress to support children at various stages of their growth. And that's all. Thank you.